And we're back.
The classic
That was much better
guys
this
in
time.
real estate.
Absolutely right there. You know, we were talking between the break about, you know, giving back to society, even back to the community, you know, everything that is going on out there. You know, and Monica and I were talking about, most people didn't realize about what actually went on in the earthquake in Ecuador, which has really devastated Ecuador and city and people, etc. And so Monica's really involved actually with working in getting assistance and doing some charity work. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, certainly, and thank you very much for giving me this little airtime to say this. I know most of you like chocolate and you like roses, and you know Ecuador is a tiny country in South America, but probably we're one of the richest countries in the world, in which we export cacao and the you know the beautiful flowers, beautiful roses all over the world, and we had a 7.8 on the Richter scale earthquake in the coast of on the Pacific coast of Ecuador, which rattled the city of Guayaquil, Manta, and even the people in the capital felt it. Yes, even the people in the capital felt it. And my parents are originally Ecuadorian, and we're, you know, that's our country of origin. And so about, I want to say the last count was about 600 dead, about 1,500 missing, about 6,000 injured. But the most incredible things is that a whole city has been destroyed. People have no homes. They are homeless. They have absolutely, they're living under the sun and the
elements,
and under the elements, and we are in desperate need of dry food, mostly tents. We're in desperate need of tents. We have plenty of water, but it's, you know, again, a little extra will definitely help. My sister and I, Nina Vaca, who she's been extremely involved with the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We have, in partnership with the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we have developed a fund so that people can contribute and we can raise some money for the.
So tell them where they can go.
So they can go to www.gofundme.com /2EZJPYH8. So it's www.gofundme.com. It's easier when I text this.
Okay.
/2EZ. JPYH8, but our office is a drop-off location for donations. So if anybody would like to contribute a tent, or if you want to come in and, you know, or give me a shout at 281-831-4935, I will text you this link so that you can contribute. My office is at 13310 Memorial Drive. The Consulate of Ecuador is working out of our office at this time and taking donations as well. So anything that we can do to help our brothers and sisters in Ecuador would be great.
So money always helps. So that's usually the easiest, because everything else weighs, and you have to ship it and things like that. And
you know, we've gotten a lot of contribution. For example, United Airlines is giving us cargo space, unlimited cargo space. So any contributions we get, we immediately send it over there. And we've got the Rotary Club from Guayaquil, from Ecuador, from all the Rotary Clubs are helping tremendously. Even the Rotary Club here in Houston is taking applications for people that want to go and help, because one of the other things that we need tremendously is human hands to help.
well, again, it's not really making the news. It made the news back when it happened, which was what you said, April 16th.
April 16th.
And here we are into May 7th. And I'm not seeing it on the news at all.
It's terrible.
Is a shame.
It's terrible. It
Thanks
is.
for making us aware of that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to talk about this today.
Absolutely.
Anytime. That's what we're about. And speaking of putting roofs on people, by the way, in Ecuador, we're going to circle back around here to speak about roofing here in Houston.
And so we have Victor Marik, who is with Hudson Bay Roofing. You're a long way from Hudson Bay.
Well, I've been to Canada a few times, and that's why I named the company after a part of Canada.
Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world. Yeah. So talk a little bit about how you started, the genesis of Hudson Bay, when you started, and where you are now.
I got into construction back in June of 1976, and I'll never forget the first job I had was a roofing job, and it was close to Braeswood and Hillcroft, and I made the grand total of $1,500. And I was really making money back then.
And well, that's $1976. That is a lot of money back in 1976.
It was real good. And I'll never forget, getting into construction, and I'm still in it. I also give classes on roofing to real estate agents. The construction company's been good to us. I do all different types of roofs, from composition. I'll tell you a little story. Back in 1979, here in Houston, we had a fire at an apartment complex on Sage, close to Briar Forest. And the apartment complex burned to the ground. And the complex had
shingles, right?
Cedar Shake shingles. And after that, the Cedar Shakes were outlawed, basically outlawed. I mean, you still can have Cedar Shakes put on, but they have to be treated. But getting back to Hudson Bay, I been in it a long time. My family's involved with it. We do all different types of roofs.
Well, I mean, you do commercial as well, or
Oh yeah, we do commercial and residential. Yes,
you do the built-up load-master
Built
roofs,
up,
things like that.
Yes.
Like that. And a lot of times, every time we have a storm, you probably get a lot of calls.
Well, yeah,
as is our boy Tim. I'm sure he gets a lot of calls.
But the bad thing about that is, in the great state of Texas, you do not have to be licensed to be a roofing contractor. So what happens, people come in from all over, and they sell jobs, they do jobs, they warranty the jobs, but they're not there after there's a problem. The thing about Hudson Bay is a company that's been around a long time, but the people that run the company are not the important people of the company. It's the person who actually do the jobs, the subcontractors.
Yeah, and that's hard work too. But again, it's one of the things we've talked about Texas. The good thing about Texas is sometimes the not so good thing about Texas. We don't have licensing for a lot of trades, and so we actually have done some things with our contracts. And Monica's aware of this. That part of the things when doing repairs, you have to have people who are commercially engaged in doing it on a consistent basis, because it doesn't. If you have a nice pickup truck, you can be a roofer, right? But like you say, are they going to be there tomorrow if something has to be looked at or adjusted or anything of that nature?
But as a real estate professional, I really appreciate Victor, because I've had him in my office and give that class to our realtors and to realtors from other firms that come in and take this classes that we host at the office. And you have to have that knowledge. You have to be able to at least guide your customers. You're not in by any shape, way, or form trying to say that you're an expert in roofing, but as a real estate profession, you have to have some knowledge of the different types of roof, or to be able to point out maybe, hey, this might be a potential problem for my buyer or for my seller. So it is definitely important that we educate ourselves.
There's a lot of difference out in the roof and things like that. I always tell people if they want to ask for a roof to be replaced as a part of the consideration of purchasing a home, there's a lot of different kind of roofs out there, a lot of different qualities and things.
Well, we kind of dated ourselves when we said, the cedar shingles.
yeah.
Remember
Cedar
that
Shake
when I
shingles.
first started in real estate?
I remember that was Woodway. I remember that was a horrible fire. It jumped roof to roof.
The thing about, we do not have to be licensed, but the good thing about the municipalities that we have, like Westview, Bel Air, Sugar Land, you have to have insurance to get a permit. So in other words, a roof are not supposed to be installed without a permit. Believe it or not, even in the city of Houston, you're supposed to have a permit.
Well, do they always pull those permits?
Not in the city of Houston, but they don't have I don't think the city has the manpower to go around and check it. To regulate that. But the other cities do.
So what are things that consumers should know about roof or replacing a roof, or what to look for if it needs replacing?
Well, one thing you look for the people that are going to do the job. The BBB is important in our occupations that we do. But another thing that's important, the warranties are very important nowadays. All the manufacturers are different than 5 years ago. The warranties now you can get that the manufacturer is responsible for labor and material on the product, like for 20 years. So in other words, if anything goes wrong with that roofing material, they'll pay for the labor and material to replace it.
That is different, because usually they used to prorate the shingles only.
That's correct. It's changed a lot. And there are different types of, so many different types of roofs. There's metal, there's concrete, composition, the wood, and besides the composition or the actual shingles that you see, the more important product is the underlayment that is underneath the product that is installed. For example, your concrete roofs. The concrete roofs look good, but actually, if you get up on the roof, you can see cracks, missing tiles. But it is the underlayment that keeps the water out of the house.
Exactly. And of course, something when you have tile and concrete and things like that, you have to have a pretty beefy substructure.
Yes.
And I remember there was a builder back in the 70s and 80s. He was building a lot of tile roofs, but he wasn't properly supporting it. And it's a tremendous difference in weight. Because what is a square of composition weight typically?
Around 200, 240 pounds, and your concrete can weigh up to 950 to 1,000 pounds. So if you put 1,000 pounds on a regular house that has a 30-year shingle, well, you might as well call somebody to come get you out of that house because they're going to cave in on you.
You've seen very much, there's a relatively new product out there, the rubberized impact-resistant shingles, which do qualify for insurance discounts in some cases, but they don't seem to be catching on very much. And obviously the labor is the same. So I'm wondering if the price spread on those versus traditional fiberglass, is it coming together?
It's quite a bit difference in price, But the insurance companies do give a rebate and stuff, a discount on your.
Are you seeing very many people go opt for the impact resistant?
No, it's not. It's not as popular, but we don't get the hail like parts of Texas, like Dallas, Fort Worth do.
Yeah,
we've had hail several times here in our area, but pea size it's not like a.
Yeah, it's a shame because if people don't embrace them, they won't make them anymore. So it's a good idea. Correct. It's a good project. I mean, good product. But other thing, reminiscing about roofing, we probably have seen the last of the metric shingles are probably gone out there. I remember when I was a claims adjuster, you get up there and you'd be ready to go, and then oh, wait a minute, this is a metric shingle, and at that time they didn't make them then. Mm-hmm. And so when you had partial damage on a roof that was covered with metric shingles.
But you know what?
Yeah, Maestro's over here saying, hey, we're up against a break.
We absolutely are up against a break, and the music is running. We're going to continue this conversation a little bit more, though. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I can feel my face when I'm with you.